Yo, what's going on, YouTube friends and family? Hope everyone's doing great. Guess what, guys? We got another edition of the Kenny and Manny Show. What's going on? Yo, Manny, what's up, man? How you feeling, baby? How's it going down south?
Feeling groovy, baby. Feeling groovy. Nice, man. Beautiful day. Another day, another dollar.
That's how it is, man. You don't miss New York, man? You not missing it out here, man?
Nah, man, I'm straight, man. You can stay in that side of the town, man.
People getting shot left to right, bro. It's just crazy, bro. Shit's scary out here, bro. I wouldn't even recommend coming out here as a tourist, man. Shit's crazy. The other day, some Marine came out here, bro. Times Square, boom, got shot, man. I hope solid recovery, man. Shout out to the military troops, man. But yo, did you get an opportunity to see that video I sent you, that podcast I sent you? I believe it's called Daily Wrap Up. Were you able to like get some?
Yeah, man. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy, man. These females be bugging out, bro. I mean, man, where do I even start, man? I try to watch most of it. Skim through most of it, man. But females talking crazy.
What stood out to you? What stood out to you?
Man, tell you what, man. Let's let the viewers see what they think, man. Please, I'm gonna show you the video. You guys comment down below, man. There's some bullshit.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
You can't make this shit up. You can't make it up.
You can't. You honestly can't. I mean, this is the this is demographic of people that have certain ideologies, man. Not all women think this way, but the ones that you guys are after, they tend to think this way.
All right, man. Here we go, man.
How you get that life, man?
Wait.
How do you get that life? How do you get that life?
Let me rewind that back, man.
I don't care what nobody says. I bring, you can understand the woman bring life. Y'all don't. So I need a man to
How you get that life, man?
What do you mean?
Draggy?
How do you get that life? You still need a man. You still need a man. See, that's that mentality right there. I don't need a man.
Yeah, there's no shit.
You heard it. I don't need a man.
I just can't believe she's lying to herself. She just doesn't. She's being prideful. Her ego is.
You don't need a man. You go to a sperm bank.
What?
Really?
Who creates a sperm? Who
Really?
creates a sperm? You see the logic? No logic whatsoever, man. No logic whatsoever,
Man,
bro.
I gotta say, man, I hate when that happens, man, because I know a lot of females are not as crazy like that, but we do see that where a lot of times you see a man, they bring the logic, the common sense, and I know that they say, common sense is not so common.
It's
But
not.
I feel like sometimes they're referring to men, to women when I hear that. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
I don't want to pass judgment, man.
Yeah, I
Let's
don't want to
continue.
pass judgment,
Yeah, let's hear this out.
Women can bear the cow cream.
And y'all need a physical sperm. Where does it come from?
Comes from the hospital. Like they create, like they're in the laboratory. They're creating sperm.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Like Pokemon, you go to the lab.
You need a physical man. What else? You need a physical. Listen.
I can't believe this shit.
Physical man didn't go to that hospital, it would not be there. So you need a physical man, right?
At first, I thought she was joking. At first, I thought this was a prank.
Listen, women.
She's emotional. She's serious about this. Like you can say she's like, but when will they know you don't need it? Like she's really into that. I was like, wait a minute. I think she's playing games. I think she's that serious.
Yeah, she really is.
Oh, man.
After I was watching
So
more into it, I realized that she was definitely serious
Crazy.
about that claim.
She's not playing, man. But again, we'll talk about that in a second. And she's also, check this part out as well. We're going to talk about this little section where they talk about this nonsense. And again, it just kind of further goes more into that devaluating a man, right? There's this whole narrative where you don't need a man. So here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Mine, so you
Yeah,
can
but y'all can't. Also the same three that's saying that they wouldn't. You can have 1,000 of the people that say they do have a problem with it, but when they're up front, they would also change their answer. That's
Yeah,
what most
when I
women
say
do.
something, if it's a bum rating me, you're a bum. Like, why are you rating me?
Excuse me?
Why are you rating me? You're a bum. I know men have more money than you.
Money.
she happens to be part of that demographic that a man's value is according to their income. You know, to a certain degree, I do agree with that. I mean, there's certain ways of giving value, right? Let's say you're an up-and-coming personal trainer and you're helping a lot of people get fit. Or let's say you're a priest and you give spiritual value. So it all depends what concept we're talking about. But value is not always determined by money. However, it is a key component, to be honest. I do agree.
Yes,
you know, I mean, to a certain extent, I do agree with that claim.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. And I mean, we can even stop the video right there. He kind of, you can hear him a little bit.
I mean, that's the problem. I mean, and look, but this is why your problem. Are you single?
I want to be single.
Yeah, but
She didn't answer the question. Are you single? You wanna be single? No, you
Right.
don't.
No.
No, you don't.
Doesn't mean they don't need a man, especially for procreation. They can just go to the hospital. And what's unfortunate about that statement is that there's females watching this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Primarily within teenagers in college, where their brains are still in development, right? Because your brain doesn't fully develop at 25. That's why I tell you guys, you have to be careful with the content that you consume. So you have younger viewers viewing this, and they're hearing this older female, she's in her early 30s, they're hearing her speak, and they're starting to program themselves. This is why nowadays you're having more males that are virgins. You're having more men that don't know how to engage with opposite sex, because it's narratives like these that are portrayed. I don't need a man, I don't need a man. Well, from a biological perspective, you do. You do.
It's a fact. That's a fact, man. And yeah, it's very unfortunate. She might even be younger. I'm not sure. You know, I'll give her the benefit of the doubt and say that, you know, she's younger. But again, kind of recalling what I was saying as far as she mentioned that. Oh man, I kind of lost it again. Sorry, guys. But yeah, she is talking about how you can just go ahead and get sperm from a sperm bank.
Right.
But it's like, where does the sperm come from? I mean,
It comes from a man, right? You know,
comes from a man. It's
women
very
have
simple.
the egg cells, men. You know, and this is why I want people to understand that men and women complement each other. It's yin and yang.
Correct.
Yes, men were more dominant from a physical standpoint, and women have the nurturing aspect. Women are able to care of the women. You have these MGTOW movements. Men say, "Oh, we don't need women," and then you got these women. We can all coexist. And unfortunately, I'm noticing this is primarily in Western civilizations that have these ideologies. The United States. Me going to the Dominican Republic, I haven't seen this. You know, parts of Europe, you know, you don't see any of this. Asia, you don't see any of this. Unfortunately, you got to understand, capitalism 101. They're looking for ways to monetize anything. They're looking for ways to have people work. If you think about it, one of the biggest distractions is sex. Okay, so due to the fact that one of the biggest distractions is sex, they're trying to get women to just focus on money, men to focus on money. So ultimately, the people are not banging each other enough, procreating. So now you have population control. You have women working. You have men working. They're holding resentment towards each other. So, I'm doing my thing. I'm chasing the bag. And ultimately, they think, okay, they're acquiring resources, but guess what? They're not procreating. And according to statistics, if women keep on with that mindset, 10 years from now, you're going to have more single women at an all-time high. I see it all the time. I see a lot of single women in their 20s, mid-20s, late 20s. Anyone that says, "Oh, I'm doing me," it's just cap. No disrespect to women.
Yeah.
A lot of you guys say you want grilled cheese, but in actuality, you want burgers and fries. That's why I don't take any type of dating advice from women whatsoever.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And there's a big reason. You know, when you say like, "Oh, you know, they and stuff like that." There's a big reason too. The big bulk, as far as like the household spending, comes from a female.
Right.
You know, I believe, and again, don't quote me on this again, guys. You know, you don't have to. You can fact check me. You can go into any reference. You can Google the information. But there's a lot of places where you can find that information. That I believe upwards of 70 to 80% of expenditures are females. So that's why we see a lot of marketing targeted for females. I think even Gillette took a big, they got a big, criticism or feedback because they were making a commercial about men, but they were dissing men. And that almost like if they were catering to females so they can buy these for their men because it's almost like the wife knows better.
Feminism 101, baby.
Like
Feminism 101.
feminism, man. So
You're
it's
seeing
a
the
big
rights.
thing. Yeah, so that's what we see, man, with stuff like this, and it's just there is an agenda, of course, behind it, and again, it's money. At the end of the day, it all comes down to money. So it's like yeah, let females think what they think, but ultimately they are the high spenders, and we see it with movies, man. We've seen it with like I believe Captain America was Captain America was one of them, and I've heard recently I haven't watched it, but like the Black Widow. Recently, that's like another one where they show those bits and pieces of like feminism and stuff like that.
Right, women empowerment.
Here,
right,
the women empowerment,
right.
But it's always that fine line between women empowerment and feminism, right? So yeah, man, we have females like this. Again, I give her the benefit of the doubt. I'm guessing she might even be mid-20s. I don't know. I hope that she is, so she can learn. But just to say that you don't need men, or that females need to get the benefits because they bring life. Come on, man. It doesn't work that way. We go half-seas on a baby. That's how the way it works. And another thing, guys, women, well, again, not all of them, you're going to have a good portion of females that are going to think like that. Again, in my opinion, that are going to think like that men are valued solely on how much money they can bring in. Here's the thing, guys, that you must know, that we have to create our value. Right?
Absolutely.
We create our value. Females are born with value.
Mm-hmm.
The moment that they're 18 or whatever age that is, where they're sexualized attractive by the opposite sex, yeah, already, man, they can get whatever they want. That's why statistics shows that at an early age, females tend to be more happy, whereas it starts to descend as their body ages. Whereas for us, it's the other way around. We start getting more money. We start getting more in our pockets, in our bag, as they say, right? And we're starting now to really enjoy the fruits of our labor, and we start now attracting the opposite sex, because of course, who doesn't want a nice young tenderoni? No offense, ladies.
Exactly.
That's what we see, right? So that's a lot of studies shows. Again, don't take my word for it. You can fact check me on all of those stuff, but that's what we see. We've seen that time and time again, and a lot of it has to do with females not having to take accountability, because everybody wants to appease to them, because ultimately, you want to get into their pants,
right?
And the whole BS about males, and I don't want to digress too much, but when you have like males that have female friends, that's majority of the time is because that's as far as it can get.
Exactly.
If that female tells that man, hey, you want to get a little freaky deaky tonight?
Of course.
9 times out of 10, that man is going to say yes. As simple as that, ladies and gentlemen.
And you're being humble saying 9 out of 10. I would say 99.9.
Yeah, literally. I'm just being humble. So you go ahead, and you can go ahead, and I saw this somewhere. I can't remember where it is, guys. It's not my original work, but I'll say it anyways for you, because I think it was very, very funny actually, but it had a good meaning. If you go into your Facebook, ladies, this is for you, or guys, if you have like female cousins or whatever, and if they're in a relationship, have them change their Facebook status from in a relationship or married to is complicated. And you're going to see dudes in line for the next iPhone pussy to come out. They're going to be in line waiting for that punani.
Exactly.
Like the iPhone, the new iPhone pussy 5 to come out. That's what they're going to be lining up for that punani, guys.
Exactly.
Feel free to test it. But I've seen that with my own eyes.
Of course, all the time.
I've seen it even with cousins and stuff like that, where dudes are just, breaks up, and next thing you know, one of their friends is like trying to holler. I've had that happen to me. Like acquaintances trying to.
A buddy of mine from middle school.
Yeah.
I went to middle school, high school, and college with him, and once he found out me and my ex at the time broke up, he slid in the DMs. I mean, most men lack that sexual discipline, especially with softcore porn and just hardcore porn in general, and just in your face. I mean, back then, just to get a picture of women, it was so complicated, right? Not to get out of topic, but nowadays it's just easy accessible in their Instagram profiles. So it's like men are constantly thinking about sex, and then when you add into the biology into the equation, it's just amplified, right? Because your eyes are, your appetite is determined what you view. So if I'm going to view a McDonald's commercial, I'm going to want French fries. I'm going to want nuggets, right? But if I'm seeing half-naked girls on an everyday basis, I'm going to want. That's going to be my desire, that my desirable outcome. So that girl, man, she sounds kind of hurt, to be honest. If I would say, it sounds like she probably went through some rough relationship. She seems like she's trying to rebel against men, and a lot of women got to realize, listen, if you ultimately want a relationship and husband, as you say, you have to humble yourself, because every day a new girl turns 18. Every day a girl turns 21, 22. Every year there's a new graduating class for high school. There's a new graduating class for college. So women, no disrespect, your ovaries are like depreciating assets. It's like a car. Once you drive the car out the dealership, it loses its value. Men,
20%
like wine. Men get, and don't get it twisted. Like, a lot of people want to say this narrative. Oh, what about Drake, the MILF that he's dating? Maury, Bailey's. But listen, it's part of the 1%. You know, and even then, I personally, if I had an opportunity to date her, I wouldn't even do it. Why? For one, she has 7 kids. No disrespect. And you can tell, like, her body has some work. I prefer organic, natural. Listen, a woman who gives birth to 7 kids, you already know that body has damage. You feel me? And she's already from
a lot of mileage.
A lot of mileage. Once I found out, when I initially saw her, I was like, okay, she got it going on, little mama. Once I found out she has 7 kids, I'm like, okay, no. Then I started analyzing that body on her IG. I'm like, no. So a lot of you women think you could get Mr. Dr. Miami to adjust your body, and you think you can get some Botox. And you can, but you're not going to be able to compete with an 18, 21, 22-year-old brand new flesh. So humble yourself. Realize that your youth is equivalent to an average NBA basketball career, which lasts only 5-7 years. Men, especially the sugar daddies, they aim for girls in the early 20s. That's where the concept sugar baby, sugar daddy came from. So if you guys have aspirations to be a parent, mom, no, I'm doing me, love comes naturally, that's bullshit. You're falling for that agenda, and what's going to ultimately happen is you're going to be by yourself. You're going to have 5, 6, 7 cats. Listen, I have cousins in my family that were considered dimes, attractive, mixed with different parts of South America. They're pushing from early 40s, no kids, no marriage. Why? Because they wanted to spend their youth going to Miami, going to bars, jumping from guy to guy, changing guys in their circle, in their rotation, like it was equivalent to bra and panties. And guess what, bucko? Now they're by themselves. Now you ask me, a successful 35, 37-year-old, you think I'm going to go for somebody in my family room that's 41 years old, that she looks decent? I'm going for the fucking 21, 22, 23-year-olds. I'm going for the freaking 19-year-olds, 18-year-olds.
Exactly.
That's what I'm going for. Tight, brand new, no kids. Now, that's not saying I would do the dad with some MILFs, but I'm going for the young ones, and it is what it is.
Exactly, man. Exactly. Yeah, you get dudes out there, man. The dudes, again, man, like you mentioned earlier, a lot of guys have access to a lot of different, styles of porn. There's a lot of everything nowadays. So sometimes guys want to dip and dab. Yeah, I mean, not even now. You're like just the other stuff, so I don't want to say it here, but like even the other stuff out there, you'll have people that want to, kind of, recreate or reenact a lot of the stuff they see. So they want to do the whole flip mill. Like even Drake, man, Drake sleeps with so many women that after a while he's looking for something different. So I'm not surprised that he is looking for like a MILF type girl that he can smash.
He has a type.
Once he's done with it,
that's his type. Look at J-Lo.
Yeah,
his baby moms. Like, if you notice the pattern, a lot of these women are older.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, he has a type. We could tell he has a type.
But I don't know, man. Because then he had Johnny Blaze. Then he had Serena Williams. So I know he kind of likes to switch it up. So I don't even know.
But the majority of those women, they already hit their mature stage. Like they're like in their early 30s. Of like, I haven't really heard of Drake going out with girls in their early 20s or teens. So he has a preference. I've noticed that they're
keep in
30
mind
plus.
A lot of those are the ones that we get. A little peek into his life. There's the ones that we don't get a peek into. You know what I'm saying? The ones that
maybe he likes dudes. Who knows? Who the fuck knows? You know what I'm saying? These dudes in Hollywood. Yeah, exactly. These dudes in Hollywood. You don't know what the fuck they like nowadays. Excuse my French.
Shout out to Drake, man.
Shout out to Drake. I mean, definitely you could arguably say he's artist of the decade with his longevity. Been around since 2009. It's 2011. Yeah. He's still relevant. People still put him in trending topics in IG. It is what it is. But that girl, man, I want people to understand this is not the representation of modern day women. I want to talk about that briefly. She is not the representation of modern day women. Listen, guys, I live in New York. Yes, it's a fast-paced environment. Yes, there's a lot of assholes from a female gender, right? From a gender role. But there's also plenty of nice women out here, too. You guys need to live the real world. It's cool that you watch podcasts. It's cool that you watch a lot of stories on IG. But ultimately, you got to live more real life. You got to live in the real world. Not every single girl's a gold digger. Not every single girl hates men. Depends on the demographic. Depends on the culture. All you deal with. All right? I've traveled around the world. I've traveled to certain parts. I've never seen that. I never experienced that. It all depends where you're located logistically. Also depends on the demographic, maybe age range. But please don't let women like this, because I watched the Kevin Samuels, I watched the Fresh and Fits, and they're giving this narrative that this is the modern day. It's crazy. Yeah, there's a percentage that are like that. But you'd be surprised. I'm pretty sure if that woman was in the same room, I'm pretty sure I could charm my way, and I'm pretty sure I can have her, want to be with me and stuff like that. A lot of women say one thing, and they're walking contradictions. So you guys got to go out in the real world and start mingling and talking to women so you can see for yourself.
Definitely, man. Definitely go out there, man. Go out there and experience. Go experience what you can, man. Don't stay just slacked up in your computer. Just watching YouTube. You gotta go out there. You gotta definitely experience the world.
Right.
You're gonna encounter people like that, and
of course,
like that, of course
you are.
But it's gonna be, depends where you're at. Some places might be more congested than others, just like anything else.
Of
the
course.
same way that you could be in a place where there's a lot of crimes, and then you may not even really see a crime in your area. Right? It's just all depending what's real life to you, right? Everything is from your perspective. But just don't take one thing and run with it. Take everything with a grain of salt. Even the stuff that we're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Shit. You know, I like to disclose that. What we're talking about, keep in mind, it's our opinion and through our eyes.
Exactly.
I know we have here Mr. Travel Everywhere, but, at the end of the day, we're still human beings, right?
Exactly.
We're still kind of just, doing our thing, man. So, guys and gals, understand, man, you got to go out there. Go out there, experience the world, travel, make sure that you educate yourself.
Right.
Pick up stories, something, current events, things that can just better, educate yourself, man. And that's all we can tell you, man, from that point. And hopefully this girl, she understands that, that the man is more than just a dollar sign. I get it. We do have to create our value. But, if all you're looking for is money, then so be it. If that's the only measurement that you're going on. But again,
do you want to hear something crazy?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm so sorry to interrupt you. There was a YouTuber that I met in DR. Shout out to Rami Travels. And he was telling me when he went to Brazil, he has a millionaire buddy. And the girls in the circle, they just wasn't feeling him. I mean, it depends really what culture that you're in. Yes, you're going to have a lot of women within the Latin American demographic and the African American demographic that are really going to want money in the bag and stuff like that. But there's parts of the world, or even parts of the United States, that not everybody is so focused on materialism and money. And your value is according to... I'm pretty sure they want you to be able to take care of yourself. But, guys, remember, money is supposed to be for generations and to give you house, clothing, resources. It doesn't guarantee you the opposite sex. It increases the chances, but it also depends who you're dealing with from a personality aspect.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man. It's a lot, man. It's a lot of little pieces, that you compose everything off of. So, it's just not one single thing that you can single out.
Exactly.
There's going to be 1,000 things you can say, oh, I figured it out. This is it. Nah, it's not going to be that one thing, man.
Humans evolve. Humans
evolve.
Things change.
There's a lot of factors. Yeah, man. It's not a video game, guys. It's not Sim City you're playing here.
Exactly.
It's the real deal. Holy for your life.
Exactly.
So, also, in the description, I'll put down the original video. Shout out to Daily Wrap Up, so you guys can see the full video for yourselves. Also, shout out to the mediocre tutorials and reviews. He did a pretty good take on it as well, so you guys can feel free to look up his videos. I won't post that one, being that he's already kind of doing his own take off of the original video. But again, you guys can find him, man. He's a good dude. He has his own dual perspective, a little bit different than ours, right? But definitely good nonetheless.
Right.
But yeah, man. Anything else you want to add to this, bro?
That's it. I'm good, man. Close this shit up.
All right, guys. Yeah, for sure, man. Ladies and gents, make sure to like and subscribe the video. You already know, man. We're here for you guys, just providing, daily news. We're talking about self-improvement stuff. You already guys know, man. You already know what time it is. I'm not gonna hold you up, man. Out of $1, man. Do something.